Welcome to the lobby. I am your host, Chris Waters, filling in for Danny O'Dwyer, who's on vacation in his homeland. Now, before I introduce the gentleman sitting next to me, I want to tell you a little bit about the show. Today, we've got some great games that are finding their way to new platforms, Rogue Legacy and the Swapper, and we're also going to talk about our contest to give away PlayStation 4s, plural. But all that's going to come a little later, and first I wanted to talk about some big news that hit GameSpot here last week. As many of you already may know, many people who helped define GameSpot as a site are no longer with us, and I want you to help me join them in giving them a proper farewell. We're going to miss the editorial acumen of Carolyn Pettit, Tom McShay, and Maxwell McGee, as well as the production wizardry of Werner von Goff, Benito Gonzalez, and Jan Hare. Justin Calvert's leadership helped define the editorial vision of the site for over a decade, and Sharon Gosselin, right from the very beginning, helped make everyone here look good with her awesome copy editing. And of course, there's Ryan McDonald, a man whose growth as a leader and production ace mirrored the growth of GameSpot itself. I know I speak for everyone here when I say we're going to miss these folks, and we can't wait to see what new adventures they get up to. And I can't wait to see what new adventures we get up to as well, because as any of you who have followed the site for a while know, change is a constant around here. From new shows and new editorial features to evolving news coverage and a whole site redesign. With your feedback and with the passionate people who work here, we're going to really try to continue to make GameSpot a place where people who are passionate about games love to come and love to talk about games. And speaking of some of those guys, two dudes who are passionate about games, Brad Shoemaker and Shaun McInnes. Hi, guys.
I am?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, it says it on your bio.
That's why you wanted me here. Okay. Hey.
I have a passion for your ability to memorize extended monologues.
That was pretty good, right? Yeah. I had that. I jotted it down. I wanted to make sure I didn't make any boner jokes because I don't want to take away Danny's thing.
Right.
That's kind of
show. That's an O'Dwyer signature. You don't want to steal his boner thunder.
All right. Speaking of games with boner jokes, and then Rogue Legacy.
Rogue Legacy, does it have boner jokes in it?
It's got to, right?
No.
Yeah.
It might.
Or is it just more irreverent humor? I don't know. Anyways, this is a game that's been out for a little while on PC, but now you're playing it, Shaun, on the
PlayStation 4. This is actually one of the PS4, PS3, PS Vita cross-platform games, and it's cross-save, which is one of my favorite things about it. So I've been able to play it on my Vita while traveling and play it on my PS4 at home. It's the first game where I've really gotten into the whole cross-save functionality.
It's the first game I can think of that's done cross-save right.
Oh yeah.
Most of the games that are cross-save enabled, you have to dig through options menus and like find a sync function or whatever. Like if you play this game on a new platform, it immediately says, hey, like the save data is not as new as the one in the cloud. Do you want to play the one in the cloud? You say yes, and like you're off to the races. Like,
yes, please.
It's super streamlined.
Yeah, it's super painless too. So I am going to. I think there's a little hidden.
Find a little secret there, buddy.
What's
you
this?
are.
Oh yeah, hidden chest.
Nicely done.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we cut to it in time, but basically, when you see these little dark gray spots in the ground, that means it's a little hidden area, and then I
go to there
here
and start whacking stuff.
That chest was invisible a second ago.
So that you unlocked a rune there, and Rogue Legacy is a rogue-like in the sense that it, every run you start from scratch, but that's not quite accurate. The cross-save, matters because you build this castle.
Right? Oh yeah, it's a huge progression game.
It's a roguelike with persistence, which is kind of an oxymoron.
Yeah.
But
roguelike, I mean,
I think they call it a roguelite.
Roguelite is
depending on how twee you want to get with your
your terminology.
Pithy little names for things, yeah.
So I beat the game already, and I'm on New Game Plus right now,
which
means that I'm going through the castle a second time.
Means all the enemies are different colors.
Means you're getting
they're
domed.
like much tougher enemies. You can tell I'm actually level 180 right now, so. Yeah, I've played a pretty good amount of Rogue Legacy. Shit.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah. Is this red sword one of those vampire swords? What takes the health from the enemies?
No, but I do have some runes that allow me to do that. I'm at the point where I actually get like 4 HP and 4 MP for every kill, which is pretty handy.
That's pretty crucial for like survivability in this game.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh shit.
If you guys have any questions about Rogue Legacy, go ahead and tweet them to @GameSpot.com. Put them in the chat. on the site, and we'll relay them here. I bet a lot of you guys out there have played this game a bunch, as have I. I only got to beat the first boss, though, so I don't know if that classifies as a bunch.
So when it... Oh, go
the
ahead.
big eyeball dude.
Yeah, is this your first time playing the game?
No, I played it on PC, and I beat the eyeball boss.
Okay.
But that's...
That's where it starts and ends for you?
Yeah. What about you, Brad?
I beat the second boss, I think, on the PC. I just kind of put it down for one reason or another, but all in on the PS4 version now.
PS4 version? Are you not a Vita man?
No, I've got it on the Vita. I've just mostly been playing it at home for whatever reason, but, you know, if, God forbid, I haven't finished this game by the time PAX rolls around, this will definitely be an airplane game for me.
That is just a few, that's like, what, 3 weeks away?
Far, yeah.
It's not far, but you guys have a big PAX thing planned,
yes,
naturally.
That stuff is coming together, yeah.
Excellent. Well, we'll get you to jibber jabber about that a little bit more. I don't know, maybe in a closer to PAX show.
Yeah. Once we know what the hell we're doing.
which was maybe going to be like 45 minutes before it all goes down.
Yes, that's typically how it goes. Yeah.
That's how it goes for us, anyway.
I think last year we were up to like an hour and a half. So
nice.
We're getting there.
Progress. All right. So, Shaun, like when you're actually playing the game, you start off without the ability to like double jump or dash, but pretty quickly you get like your core set of abilities, and then there's not a lot of them though. It's not like you can use all sorts of different moves here. It's like swing, sword, jump, maybe dash, and use some magic.
I'm gonna go ahead and sacrifice myself so that we can check out like the character selection stuff, because that's kind of, if you guys haven't played Rogue Legacy, that's so much the crux of what makes the game interesting.
You thought you were done.
Oh yeah, so there you go. That's actually one ability that I've unlocked in the game. So I've been slain. So Rogue Legacy.
Yeah. Give it to me.
That's all about family, Chris.
Family?
You die, and you get to select which one of your children you get to play as.
Which one of your chosen progeny will lead
your
the
heir. Now, unlike most families, you actually can re-roll your children if you unlock the ability to re-roll your children.
Re-roll your children?
Yeah,
no, Shaun, that's
technically it's not exactly legal.
No, that's just getting a divorce and starting a new family with
Yes.
other kids that you love more.
Yes. So I've got two favorite classes.
Okay.
Like you start with, I think, what is it, like 3 basic classes, and then
like that.
Yeah, and then you unlock much more specialized ones as the game goes on. My favorites, well, the Spelunket is good for, that's really weak, but you collect a lot of gold.
A hero for hoarders.
But this one is fun too. How do you pronounce it?
Hokage.
Hokage?
Yeah.
I was gonna say Hokage.
Come on, man.
It's not French.
This ain't Naruto. It's Naruto,
Hokage.
as Shoemaker knows.
Hokage
I bet your
is
Naruto
basically.
knowledge is on point.
I'll talk about that.
All right, so, and then this is, if you've never played Rogue Legacy, this is also a feature that makes it very different from other roguelikes because there is all this persistence. So I can upgrade like my maximum equipment weight or my armor, or this is where like you unlock new, like that Death Defy when I came back from the death before.
Yeah.
That's because every time I die, I have a 3% chance of coming back.
So basically you got really lucky.
I got really
and then
lucky.
sacrificed that chance so that we could just look at this stuff.
Yeah. So I'm gonna upgrade this, make it a 4.5% chance, and then I'm gonna put a little bit, oh, this is good. So it'll cost 2,900 to improve my health, and I have 2,981 right now, so.
Yeah, the occasionally frustrating thing is that you sacrifice most or all of your gold when you go back in the castle.
Yeah.
So you got to spend all the way down if you can, because you're just going to throw away whatever you don't spend.
So this is my setup that I've got. The dragon sword is what you were asking about earlier.
Okay.
Basically, this is just a super high damage sword that's really, really fucking heavy.
It's a pretty boss sword.
Yeah, so it takes up a lot of weight.
And weight is just how much you can carry.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. But if I wanted to do like full vampirism, I've got like the blood sword and like the blood helm and all that stuff. So I mean,
Can you just vampire yourself up and then we'll send Brad in as the vampire shoemaker?
I could go super vampire, and then there's also the runes, which allow me to like get like 4 different double jumps if I wanted to do that.
That seems excessive.
So you can spec yourself into some really, really
Never
specialized
have enough
classes.
double jumps, Chris Waters. Come on.
Is that not? Is 4 double jumps just 4 jumps, or is it 8 jumps?
It's just 4 jumps.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Quadruple jump?
You're asking questions we're not equipped to answer.
Yeah, and then so, like Brad said, any leftover money that you have to give to this guy to pay your toll to get through the castle again.
That dude's name is Death, right?
And one of the upgrades is that
Sharon.
you can reduce the number of cash. So I only give him 90% of my cash.
Yeah, hold on to those 9 gold.
9 gold.
That's going to help you out big time. And it's not the Castle Hampson, like they're you can see on that map there are 4 areas. The areas are always, you know, going to be the same kind of like enemy variety and tile set, but the map is different every time.
Yes, exactly. So this first room is very different from how it was last time.
Well, unless there's that guy up front you can pay, right?
Yes.
To like get the same one that you just
the architect,
had.
yeah, you can lock the previous layout if you want. Although I never found a whole lot of use for that. I don't know about you guys.
That is super helpful when you are committed to beating a boss.
Okay,
you always want to warp to where the boss is.
Does it res the enemies that you had killed when you do that, or are they all dead?
No, I think the enemies are all back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
wow,
okay.
that was fast.
That was fast.
That was fast.
Is this just single New Game Plus? Since it's not, because I think there's a New Game Plus, right?
Is there?
This
Plus?
But this is your second run, right?
This is my second run.
This
yeah.
is freaking brutal.
Yes, it
It's way worse than
absolutely
the.
is.
Brad,
Yes.
want to get your hands on it?
Give it a shot. Want to give it a shot?
Trust me to manhandle
Get
your
in
save
there.
file. I don't know
Now,
about this.
if you want to re-roll your children, just hit the touchpad.
Oh, what do we got here? What is glaucoma?
It's dark.
This is the other thing. Like the traits, there
Oh,
are
yeah.
random traits that
Yeah.
like
Doing it.
you can have glaucoma, and so you can't see as far.
Or like you're nearsighted or farsighted.
Yeah.
And some of them are totally inconsequential, like you're gay or you're bald.
Or you fart randomly.
Or
right.
you randomly fart.
Or you swear when you get hit.
Yeah.
Or the castle looks like Tron.
And then there's the one that just turns it all upside down.
Oh, never pick that one.
Which is
unplayable.
You need to kill that bloodline.
Unplayable.
That gene cannot be allowed to reproduce.
Are you gonna
That
do
is
5
not
double
cool.
jumps?
Do you seriously not have a dash?
I have a dash. No, actually, I don't.
What is that?
I've gone through
That's
the
a
whole
double
game
jump.
without the dash.
Is that your only?
What?
You only have the one double jump?
I've got a few double jumps.
Sorry, man. I got to get kitted out here.
Oh, you can do the double jump. If you go to the blacksmith, there's a double jump cape.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so go to the
No,
blacksmith.
no, it's not the double jump. It's the dash that I want.
sounds-
Oh, you
handy.
want the, okay.
I don't know how you don't play with that, but I got to figure out which rune I can get rid of for that. How about, let's see.
All right, Sean, while Sean kits it out, Goobshoe Riot in the Twitch chat wants to know, is there an end final boss?
There is, yeah, I mean, there's 4 initial bosses, and then there is a final boss. But once you beat him, that's what triggers New Game Plus, and you can just replay the game a whole bunch of times.
Okay.
So this is my second playthrough, and I can already tell that I'm going to replay the game a full second time.
And is it, I mean, is it just because the action is still so, like, it
there's
gets
still
tougher and it's really fun?
Yeah,
like,
it scales up really well. There's
Yeah.
still a whole bunch of unlocks and gear and stuff that I haven't even got yet. Like when I beat the game for the first time, I had only unlocked like maybe less than half of the equipment. So there's still like a pretty massive progression.
There's still miles to go for the intrepid adventurer Sean McInnes and his bloodline.
So remember, or don't forget, since you've got the barbarian, you can
crap.
hit triangle for the dragon shout. Fusroda.
That was actually a question we had from Yellow Sanchez, was can you unlock different shouts? Or is it maybe
It's
is
just
it
the one shout. Yeah.
just the one shout for this particular class, but you can get different magics.
Oh yeah. Well, the magics, your abilities.
Oh, he
are
wants that
part
gold?
of-
Oh,
I couldn't find the dash. I
you
don't
have
know which,
so much health.
I don't know which rune that was on, but I feel like I'm
Yeah, without a dash,
lost in the darkness here.
without a dash, I feel like it's a tool. It's a maneuverability tool,
Yeah,
Sean.
absolutely.
What's the deal,
I'm
man?
a much bigger fan of
More
the,
jumps.
more jumps and the health and magic drains.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because especially when you're playing as the barbarian, which is essentially the tank, you can go on some epic runs if you are draining health with every kill.
You mean draining it from enemies
Yeah.
to resupply your endless bloodlust?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, the best gold runs that I've ever had in this game are as the barbarian draining health.
Not as the Spelunket, the sort of minor class that gets more gold per pound.
Spelunket is capable, definitely, of getting more, but I just find with my particular playstyle, which is a little bit more aggressive, with the Spelunker or the Spelunket, you have to play really defensively.
And you're just an aggro kind of guy,
I'm
Sean.
an aggro kind of guy. That's
Listen,
why,
I just need to pop off in there.
yeah, I just gotta pop. Oh yeah, those guys shoot the bullets in every direction.
Brad, what about you, man? Who's your jam?
I don't know that I've settled on a favorite. I'm still in the early phase of the game where I'm just like grinding out upgrades. So I'd play a lot of the minor, or who's the kind of
Yeah.
first form of the Spelunker, but that's just to get gold because that guy sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, obviously the Barbarian's the kind of like you said, the one that's gonna be the most survivable.
I noticed that you guys haven't, like, this was the problem that I felt I ran into, was like forgetting to use magic or trying to be too cute with it and like save my magic.
Yeah.
When really, I could have just used it and survived a little longer.
So the Lich Kings, I think it's the Lich King, right? Is that the class?
That's one of the classes, yeah.
that one,
Archmage.
it's the second form of the Lich.
Yeah.
You gain max health every time you kill, and then your special ability is you can turn your health into more mana.
Yeah.
You just flip the bars, right? So you'd have 400 mana.
Right, and then you just kill more
172
guys,
health.
and you get that health back up. So like, that's a good class to maximize your magic usage with.
And that one's cool because it actually increases your maximum HP with every kill. So you start at like 120 HP or whatever, and it actually, the bar actually increases. Whereas with the Barbarian, it starts high and then.
So far this has been like, we've discussed a bunch of sort of different of the strategical elements in the game, you know, different stats to keep in mind, different strategies. Do you find that it's, like when you first start playing, is it overwhelming at all? Is it like, I don't understand how all this works? Or
It's not so much like grasping the concepts, but like there are so many upgrades when you first start. You know, because every time you buy an upgrade, you unlock like 3 more. And something I didn't notice the first time I played it is that each time you buy an upgrade, all the other upgrades get more expensive.
Yeah.
So you kind of need to pick and choose early on what you're going to put your money into because everything else is going to get harder to get afterwards.
That's what makes it hard to just kind of like brute force your way through the game, is like upgrade strategy becomes very important.
Yeah, your build.
Because if you spread yourself too thin, you can make the game really tough on yourself in terms of upgrades.
I gotta fight the boss.
You're gonna you gotta fight a boss.
Oh, I already beat this boss actually.
So is this, can I even
So you can do like the
Isn't it like an
crazy
extra
high
super
level.
hard?
Yeah, the crazy high level version of the
think-
boss.
Yes,
that we beat.
please.
I think my
We have to see it.
I think my path is clear.
Yeah.
Neo-Gear.
Fighting this guy inside Tron.
Here's your Tron.
What happened to my dude?
Why do
Look
you
at how
leave?
slowly his health is going down with each hit. There's no way you're
Fuck
gonna.
this.
Which person are you now?
I don't know.
Your
I seem to have-
character
I seem-
changed
I seem to have
entirely.
also changed classes.
You have way less health, and your
Yeah, now I'm
spells are
dead.
all different. What just
Man.
happened? Is it?
But,
weird.
So that's one of the special bosses. Like you actually
Oh.
can come back after that. Yeah.
Can you just keep doing that?
Yeah, you can. But I've tried doing it like 10 times in a row, and I made basically 0 progress.
Is it the same character that you like first beat the boss with, maybe?
I don't know actually. That's one of the games. It's not a game that's huge on secrets in the way that Spelunky is. But that's definitely one thing I would classify as one of the game's secrets.
What is another thing you would classify as one of the game's secrets?
What it's like to feel emotions.
Sure. I mean, that's the secret of life itself. And that's what Rogue Legacy is a microcosm of. Yeah, see now you took hell of hits from that thing.
Oh yeah.
And you're
this
fine.
guy is super tanked up.
Yours.
Also, I'm like, so in my New Game Plus, I've beat the first 2 bosses, which means that I'm pretty high level for this area. We saw Brad go up to the area directly above, which is the Maya.
Yeah, he peeked his head in there and then was having none of it.
The sequence is
Could
like,
you maybe go all the way to the right and find, or all the way down and
the forest?
give us a glimpse of another realm, Brad?
Do you want to see hell?
it's just the dungeons.
Yeah.
It's not hell.
Oh, it's not hell. Well,
So the sequence in difficulty is this area, the castle.
Yep.
To the right is the forest, and then up is the Maya, and then down is dungeons.
take us to the forest, Bradley.
Ryan,
Yeah.
starting to look dicey.
You still got 325 health, and you're getting health with every kill, so just gotta not die. Oh, here you go. You're at the forest now.
Hey, look.
Oh yeah, watch
What is
out.
happening down there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Wow, this is the forest. This is a different situation.
This is one of the areas where, when there's a lot of.
Joking? I hate these guys.
Welcome to Rogue Legacy New Game
nonsense.
Plus. It's a real kick in the junk.
That was like a bullet hell level.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's where the Fusro Da comes in super handy because it clears out all the projectiles.
Yeah.
And is that just on a cooldown? Or does that take mana?
It uses mana, yeah.
You say mana, I say mana. Let's call the whole thing off.
Yeah, pistol shrimp.
Pistol Shrimp, way better than the default song.
Bumping that pistol shrimp. You guys know what a pistol shrimp is?
Pistol Shrimp?
Yeah.
A rap name.
No, like, in addition to Brad Shoemaker's rap name, it's a shrimp that, like, can shoot a part of its body so fast that the water jet it creates just like burns up.
Yeah, I've heard of that thing.
Burns up its prey.
It's in some insanely high degree of heat, right?
Yeah. Crazy. Nature, man.
I just want to point out.
I don't know if there's any pistol shrimp in this game.
9 health.
What do you point out, McKinney?
9 health.
Brad's on a good run. He's got 10,000 gold.
Is that gonna
11,000.
nice gold crabs? Is that gonna do you well?
Oh yeah. You can buy quite a few upgrades with that.
And so why are you going after this bad guy, Brad? Is it
don't
because
know.
you want that gold?
Because
You're
Gold
about
and
that
health.
gold.
I'm an idiot. Yep.
Greed, Brad.
Gotta get mine.
The unmaking of all men.
Or I gotta get Shaun's, I guess.
Sean's.
As the case
No,
may
I
be.
appreciate it.
There you are.
All right, that's Rogue Legacy. It's been out on PC for a while.
Yeah.
Now out on PS4, PS3, PS Vita. Cross-buy for like what, 15?
15 bucks.
15, 17 bucks, something
Very,
like that.
very good purchase. You
One
guys
low
give it-
price,
give it the-
$14.99.
You guys giving it the thumbs
It's
up?
such a good Vita game because it's great for just like, all right, I'm going to play one quick session. I'm just one quick session, which inevitably turns into like 8, but still, it's a
And then you've been
perfect
standing
portable
in your living room, like not sitting on a couch because you like came in the door and you're like, I just got to finish this up.
game. Yeah.
And then you still have your backpack on like 5 minutes later.
Yep.
Weird stuff. Rogue Legacy, Brad Shoemaker, thanks for coming
Yeah,
on,
man.
sharing your
Thanks for
expertise. Sean McInnes, nicely done.
Thank you.
You're going to stick around. We're going to have Kevin Van Orden and Justin Haywald come on in a minute, talk about the news. Because there's news, and there's new trailers, and there's a new Hyrule Warriors trailer, I believe, we are going to check out right now. Yes, Justin, we'll let you on in a second. He's bobbing up and down with excitement. Oh, he's so wonderful. We'll be back in a sec with news. Hyrule Warriors now. I like how that art has like the placeholders for you to do something with your Wii. I don't know. What were those gray boxes there? You guys know?
For YouTube, right? You'd like subscribe here,
There
click
we
here
go.
for more videos.
It's the YouTube. Cool. Hey, Kevin Van Ord.
Hello.
It's Kevin Van Ord.
Hi.
Justin
Hello.
Haywald.
Howdy, howdy.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the show. We're going to talk about some news, starting with some that just broke like an hour or two ago.
Yeah, so there was an Activision financial call. This is today when the companies do all their financial reporting and exciting things like that. And so we were listening to them, and they just kind of dropped Evolve, going to come out in February 2015 now.
2K or Activision?
2K. Everybody. Oh, I'm sorry. It's everybody's financial calls today. I just came from the Activision one.
Got it.
Everybody's
This is the 2K
calling
one.
their
Very
finance
confusing.
guys
Right,
and
yeah.
like, look, man, I don't know if I'm going to make this happen this year. I got to push Evolve.
It's a big call that you sit in on, and they just talk about number. It's really boring.
But you can't. But you have to do it because you can get news out of it.
Yeah, and every now and then they drop something like this, where Evolve is going to be pushed to 2015. The fact that it comes during a financial call probably says that this is more of a financial reason than anything else.
Okay.
That it is not a developmental reason, that they didn't run into some huge problem. And we've seen the game multiple times, that it seems really close to being done.
Yeah,
it's in really good shape so far.
It was not a game that you play and get the impression like this could use a few more months.
Yeah, you don't play that game and think, this needs more polish. That game looks really good, and it plays really well.
Unfinished game I've ever played, probably.
So,
but a couple more months to make things a little bit better
I guess.
isn't going to hurt it.
Oh, I'm sad. Was there
And
any news?
October's so crowded. Like
Yeah.
this is better. This is good news all around.
October's a crazy cluster F.
Not necessarily, though. February's the new October.
Did they say February 2015?
February 10th, 2015. So.
Okay, so they gave a proper date for it. And did they say anything about the beta? Because they were going to do some exclusive Xbox One type beta situation.
So this was definitely more on the investor call, like giving them information. So not for us. I'm sure we're going to hear some more information about a beta coming up soon and how us plebeians will be able to get in and play it. But we don't have that
mere
information
mortals. Kevin Van Ord,
Hey.
you're a mere mortal. I hate to break it to
They
you.
say.
That is
Well,
not
at
true.
least I know.
He's a god.
Path of Exile is a game you've been playing a lot over the past year.
Yeah.
And there's new Path of Exile coming down the pipe.
Yeah, there's an expansion coming out on the 20th. So it's called Forsaken Masters, and the whole deal is there are like these 7 masters that all oppose Dominus, who's the big bad of Path of Exile.
Okay.
So they were forsaken.
They were Forsaken, yes, and look, we're seeing some of
Is that a Forsaken one?
Yeah, so
Master?
So the big thing for us was we dropped it a little exclusive on the 3rd master that was announced, whose name is Elrion, and he's kind of a martyr type guy who likes punishment.
Yeah, I was reading
He's
your
like,
article about
I
him.
like this masochism stuff.
He's like, my church has forsaken me. Now I just want to like die doing something heroic.
He wants to die, and he's actually kind of pissed that every time, like, the player comes in and
It saves the
actually
day.
saves him, and he's protecting the relic. So it's like this whole thing where he's a little pissy about
All right,
being
so
alive.
these aren't people that you play as. These are like they have missions associated with them, new areas that you explore.
Well, not really a new area, but you'll come across the 7 different ones as you go through. So the first time you play, like on regular difficulty, you'll probably come across each one of them either once or twice. But as you keep going, you'll get to do more and more stuff, and then you unlock a hideout, which is kind of like kind of your guild hall, if you want, or your player housing. And
Player house?
yeah.
Do you get to customize it? Or are you gonna
yeah,
be
it's
able
all
to,
Simsy.
Is there a phase that like these sort of massive games reach like the player house threshold? Like once you've got a player house in there where you can like buy a sofa to put in there, you've like jumped the shark. Like they've gone player house.
No, I don't know. Like that there was a time when that was the kind of thing you just expected from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Anarchy Online, you got like a house from the very beginning, and EverQuest 2, you got a house from the beginning, and like
Pokemon, you have a house.
WildStar, yeah. Well,
Kirby's Epic Yarn, you have a house.
You have a house?
Yeah,
Well,
all the
Sean,
great
I know
MMOs.
you're
The massively
you're
multiplayer
you two down
Kirby's.
at the end of the couch are big Animal Crossing fans.
yeah.
So is this? I mean, there's a new house you guys can customize. Are you in on Path of Exile
I
now?
haven't been playing Path of Exile, but I am so much more intrigued now that I get a house. Can I like paint things and bring animal friends in?
I haven't done that whole, like I haven't seen it in person yet, but my understanding is that there's like a lot of Sims-like, like customization.
Can I pay off my life debt to Tom Nook? Like, is that a part of the sequence or what?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yes. That's
We're
a
just
thing.
going to go with yes on
Let's
that
go
one.
with yes.
Well, I'm glad they put that in there. Having a house, of course, the ultimate fantasy, unrealizable fantasy for anyone who lives in the Bay Area. So nice that I get to live that out in a video game. Kevin, when can people play? When is Forsaken Masters hitting Path of Exile?
20th.
The
August
20th of August?
20th is the
August
month.
20th.
Thanks, Sean.
August
Good
20th.
echoing down the way.
Big
Or Og 20,
2-0.
as some say.
August?
All right, Sean.
20th of August.
Sorry, Kevin again.
Ouch.
You're just going to stay down there for a little bit, Sean. Actually, you were going to pop in on this one too because it's
Oh,
Assassin's
yeah, I'm not
Creed.
going anywhere.
It's Assassin's Creed Rogue.
Rouge.
Rogue.
Rogue
Rouge.
Legacy.
Rogue.
It's Assassin's Creed Rouge, and it's about how Maybelline is now the new Abstergo.
Abstergo has
Yeah.
got a cosmetics department now.
Exactly.
And
Why do I even
it's
bother?
mind-altering.
So the only thing we
There's a
really
new game.
That was funny in my brain.
There's a new game
Well,
about
it didn't
Assassin's
work out
Creed.
once it came out of my mouth.
we knew this was coming.
Yes.
I think codenamed Comet coming up to this.
It's coming. It was specifically the PS3 and Xbox 360 Assassin's Creed game that they hadn't yet discussed.
And of course, you want to focus on Xbox One, PS4, PC because the Unity version is the one that is going to look really hot. We got to see basically a mood trailer, which is not the way the game is going to look.
Right, it's a CG trailer. It shows off the new hero whose name is Steve Rogue,
Yeah.
I think. No, it's actually what
Yeah,
is it?
just like
Shay
Billy Brotherhood.
Patrick Cormac.
Shay Patrick Cormac.
So he is a Templar. He's an assassin hunter. So like, Assassin's Creed 4 was the first game in the series where you're actually not playing as an assassin for the bulk of the game. Like eventually Edward does become an assassin, but he's just doing his own thing for like 75% of that game.
Yeah, he's basically Sarah Palin. He's going rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a.
There's a Photoshop contest waiting to happen.
And shooting wildlife, or in this case, assassins.
In this case, people.
People. Like, yeah, this guy who's just asking for a hand. So here's my question. He's actually stranded on this ice floe in like the northern Atlantic.
Yeah.
Like, does he need to shoot him? Can't he just leave him to die?
Sean, if you don't smite him down, he'll come back stronger than you could ever imagine. I mean, that's
Not when
video
he's frozen
game
to death.
killings 101. Yeah, he gonna become an ice monster.
He also
That's
he
true.
didn't kill him.
That's true.
He could still be alive.
That's
he could
true.
have had a moment of I'm going to shoot you. No, I want to be your friend, or like I'll just leave you to die, and then later
Or
on you
no,
come
I
back
shot
and-
that polar bear
gonna
that was
come-
sniffing.
I think it's just
sniffing
more
you up.
satisfying to pull a trigger of a gun than to just stand there and let the elements take their toll.
And just watch the
that's
life
me.
seep out of him.
That's right.
But then
Leader
he
by
becomes
leader.
one of
Really
the
my
others,
thing.
and it's perfect because then he's an ice zombie.
Yes, and thus the Game of Thrones Assassin's Creed crossover is complete.
Done. Done and done.
Do we know when we're going to hear more about this game or when it's going to come out or anything like that?
Well,
At
it's
a
coming
point
up.
in the future. August 20th.
No, it's November 11th. I
Yeah,
think?
this
I
is
don't
another
know.
11/11.
game. This is the one that has to coincide with Unity, the one that all the people who don't have current gen consoles are going to be able to play, and we just haven't heard as much about it because they want to pimp out Unity, and that does look really cool, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. But this is the one most people are going to buy because it's the one on the console we
You
own.
think so?
You think it'll outsell you?
The install base is like leaps and is
Yeah.
multiple times
that's
bigger,
true.
right?
360 PS3.
But then there's PC.
We should
and
have a
as far
bet.
as we know, Unity is the only one coming to PC.
Yeah, there
Fortunately, NPD only tracks retail sales, so
That's true.
digital sales, who cares about
I
those
really
anyway?
wish they had chosen a name that wasn't like a really common developer platform for that Assassin's Creed game.
Assassin's Creed Unreal. That'd have been better.
How did you find out the next
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Havoc. All right, last news story. We're going to talk about.
Assassin's Creed Photoshop. Sorry. Last one. I'm sorry.
Assassin's Creed Maya.
You want one more?
Actually,
yeah, it's not the
Assassin's
last
Creed
one.
Maya would be great.
Assassin's Creed Microsoft Office.
That would be cool if they
Yeah.
just make that Mel Gibson Maya movie into an Assassin's Creed thing.
So Assassin's Creed Word.
Apocalypto Assassin's Creed.
Word.
Speaking of
Assassin's Creed
Resident
Microsoft
Evil, a new Resident Evil game was announced, and it's not really new.
That is not
It's
true.
old, but
An
new
old
again.
Resident Evil
All things
was
old made new
re-announced.
through the magic of video games. What
was
is this? What is the deal here?
re-announced.
What's it called?
Resident Evil.
Damn it.
No, I'm actually
Isn't
very
there some
excited.
I love
cutesy
how
name for it?
funny Justin thinks that
Remake?
Resident Evil HD, I would assume.
Hasn't there been like 8 of those already though?
So this is, I'm actually
this
pretty
is
excited
like-
about that. This is the GameCube re-release that only came out on GameCube. There was that point many years ago when Capcom made an agreement with Nintendo. We're like, we're only going to bring some games out to GameCube, no other consoles. And we had Beautiful Joe and Resident Evil, and then Capcom was like, nobody's buying these.
Resident Evil 4 was one of those games. I
It
should
what?
mention.
And Resident
it
Evil
debuted
4?
on GameCube.
That game was so
And then
good.
it came out to everything else. This
Yeah.
was one of the games that never came out to any of the other consoles. Like playing Resident Evil, you've basically had to play the PlayStation 1 version, and that's it. And this version looked really great. I mean, all you can see from the screens.
It was a great update. I mean, we should say it is not a note-for-note remake of the original Resident Evil. They did some significantly different things. I remember it being much harder on the GameCube.
It was a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But
Are you sure you didn't just grow weak in your old
That's
age
true.
when you were
yeah.
playing GameCube?
Yeah, I have grown weak to challenges and any sort of like significant.
Well, we
threats
saw
to
you
my
playing
life.
Rogue Legacy earlier.
Yeah, it's a baby game.
but if you had problems with the controls or anything like that, I think it's interesting that they're going to include the tank controls. But if you don't want the
Great.
tank controls, you can control it like a real game. They're also going to.
Not one of those fake gamer games.
Not a tank. You're not a tank when you're.
You're
in
not
the
a
game.
tank. You're a man or a woman, depending.
They're also adding in a camera that I guess will pan around, so you'll keep that cinematic view that you got in the game, but it'll kind of make it look more realistic in the way that it transitions between stages. But you can also turn that off if you just want the regular Resident Evil
the slide by
crappy
slide
experience.
spot.
Yeah.
The fixed well, that fixed camera was like, for me, it was like key in making that really terrifying.
Well, I think the fixed camera, no
experience.
matter what, is going to be in there.
Yeah.
But it's just the way that it transitions between scenes. Like when you go in a door, it's just not going to suddenly be like up in the middle of nowhere. It'll like slide over so you can see how it
Yeah,
works.
it's sort of like it's a gentle pan. It's not, you know, you're not moving it around or anything like that. All right, are you guys going to play it? What do you? Are you?
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah.
The Resident Evil GameCube one has been sitting next to my console, and like I've been like, I don't want to.
13 years.
No, I played it back in the day, and I'm like, I want to play this again, but I don't want to bring out my Wii and plug that in. This is an excuse not to have to do that, and it's going to be on PC, so I don't have to worry about not being like I can still let this sit for another 13 years and won't have to plug in something else. I can just download it on Steam when it's going to go on. I'm going to wait for it to go on sale.
Okay.
And it's just going to sit there.
And you won't play
13
it.
years from now, I will play it.
Perfect.
I'm
Great.
just playing it so I can
Sounds
say
like a
I'm
plan.
playing 3-make. Get it? It's the third
I could
edition
hear the
of
R and the E were
Resident-
capitalized.
It's the 3-make. 3
That was even
make,
clearer.
3
It helps.
make.
It definitely helps when your voice is like lilting up and down like that. It
Oh,
really
yeah.
sells the.
That kind of inflection is really.
Wait. 3-make.
We're gonna
Okay,
have
got
Kevin,
it.
We're gonna have Kevin workshop that a little bit, but now we're gonna roll the actual announcement of the Resident Evil situation we've been talking about. We're gonna take a look at that. When we come back, Dan Ryckert from Giant Bomb's gonna join us on the couch for some swapper action. And no lewd comments about that, please, in advance. Let's
on,
go to the
man.
videotape.
こんにちは。
こんにちは。
カプコンプロデューサーの北林達也です。レジデントイーブルシリーズにはレジデントイーブル0でプログラマーとして関わってから今回、久しぶりの、参加となりました。
カプコンプロデューサーの平林義明です。どうもこんにちは。私がこの会社に入って初めての、仕事がゲームキューブ版レジェンドイービルだったんですけれども、その時の、デザイナーで携わってから、このシリーズにずっと、関わらせていただいております。1996年に最初のレジデントイービルタイトルが発売されたことによって、ビデオゲームの、サバイバルホラーというジャンルが確立されました。ファンの皆様には、今でも薄暗い廊下をそろそろと歩いて、驚き恐怖というものを、感じていただいたあの洋館を、よく覚えてらっしゃるんじゃないかと思います。私たちはこのレジデントイービルシリーズが、ユーザーの皆さんの思い出の中に残っていて、またその思い出をものすごく大切にしていただいていることに対して感謝しています。シリーズの今後の展開に大きな期待を寄せていただいておりますが、また一方シリーズの過去の作品もプレイしてみたいという声もたくさんいただいております。特に2002年に、リリースさせてもらいました第1作目レジデントイービルのリメイクバージョンに関しましては、その声が、非常に、大きいタイトルとなっております。
継続して支援いただいているファンの方々に向けて今回そのリメイク版レジデントイーブル HD リマスターをプレイステーション4、プレイステーション3、Xbox One、Xbox 360、PC で2015年初頭にリリースすることになりました。これはグラフィックの向上はもちろんその他のアップデートも含んでいます。
この HD リマスター版を制作するにあたって私たちが目指したのは原作プレイ体験の HD 化でした。それは原作の空気感を大切にし、そしてあえて変えないということも、時には選択していくというものでした。
画面作り一つとってもただ美しさを目指すだけではなく原作の持つ雰囲気空気感を表現するために原作のパーツを一つ一つばらして磨きそして丹念に組み上げるといった作業を積み重ねることで HD 化の方を行っています。
また原作には計算された間が生み出す恐怖というものがあります。その恐怖を構成する上での必要不可欠なこの間を大切にするために、あえて変えない選択も注意をすごく払って、行っています。
原作プレイ体験の HD 化を目指して制作を進めているリメイク版レジデントイーブルの HD リマスターですが、レジデントイーブルファンの皆さんはもちろんサバイバルフォアファンの皆さんにもぜひ楽しんでほしいと思っています。またシリーズの方に関するニュースは追って紹介していきますので Facebook のレジデントイーブルチャンネルにご注目ください。今日はありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
Three make? I don't know. Apparently it's not called that, Kevin Van Ord. All right, we are back live. We've got Dan Ryckert from Giant Bomb here to show us the swapper, and
Yes.
Shaun also here to
Still here.
contribute on what all is going on in the swapper. But Dan, I literally have heard people rave about this game, but it's still one that I have not taken the 2 goddamn seconds to look up myself. So give me a little help here.
Okay, it was made by like 4 people from Facepalm Games. If I remember right, they're from all over, you know, there's a couple in like Finland and Australia or something. I could be making that up, but I think there's 4.
All right, we take made-up facts here on the
Yeah,
It's
I'm
totally
great
fine.
at those.
No
I'm
fact
fantastic
checking
with those.
whatsoever.
Excellent.
But I first heard of this game at PAX East last year, and a lot of people on the floor were talking about how great it was at the Indie Mega booth. So I stopped by there, and like, you know, the 4 developers or whatever were there, and I went in knowing nothing about it, and I played it, immediately loved it, wound up reviewing it when I worked at Game Informer, and it was top 10, my personal top 10 last year.
Last year, huh?
And yeah, I'm actually really curious. I've not played the PS4 version.
So that was on PC last year, and now it's coming to the PS4?
Yes.
Let's take a look here. Are we going to start right from the beginning?
Believe that's the plan here, yeah.
All right.
I actually have not played this since I reviewed it, so I'm curious to see how it works with the controller here.
See how your swapper chops are.
Okay, swapper chops.
Swap chops is what we call them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean, set the stage for us. Where are we here? Spinning void?
Space.
Yep.
And that's it. Yeah.
Cool. Good talk.
So a lot of the visuals are kind of this like clay and found objects, and it's really got a cool aesthetic to it.
Really?
Yeah. The whole game's very atmospheric too.
Is that a space pun?
I did not mean for it to be, but if you'd
Okay.
like to take it that way, you can.
We count all puns intentional and otherwise.
Okay, that's fair. So the narrative here is there's not a whole lot of it. There's the occasional kind of cryptic text or weird rock thing you read a thing on. Doesn't really matter. It's all atmosphere and it's very puzzle focused. It's kind of the Portal type thing where you go into a room. It's kind of a self-contained little puzzle, and you just got to figure out specifically how to finish that up.
And you're launching off here in your tin can rocket ship.
Yes, that is me. Going to Space Station Theseus, if I remember right.
Nice. Get that swapper lore down.
Yeah, yeah. It's basically the Event Horizon game.
Ooh, that was a good movie. Sam Neill?
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you're touching down here. Are you? I want to ask you all these questions, but really I just want to watch.
Well, here's the thing I love about this game, is
Okay.
that all the mechanics are introduced to you in the first 10 minutes here. So every item you're ever going to get, I mean, there's no enemies in this game. There's one item you get, it's the swapper gun. And it manages to make this whole game really interesting with just this one core mechanic, the swapper gun. So, let's see. Okay.
You learned how to jump.
Yeah, this is working. Got some slight camera control here, not too much.
First impressions upon the visual sort of fidelity here on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
pretty much identical.
Identical, yeah. So these little guys here, these are checkpoints. So let's see. All right, it's going to be really interesting once we get to the actually getting the swapper gun, because the mouse was key to maneuvering that thing around. And I'm curious how well the analog stick's going to be for this. Got some Metroid doors there.
There's like a little coral thing almost going on some of these surfaces.
Yep.
Which I mean, coral's my jam. I'm all about it.
A big coral guy.
Yeah, I'm a big coral dude.
Big
If you've
I've heard that about you,
if you've
yeah.
seen my Pinterest, it is like strictly coral and coral-based art.
Okay.
What about reef? You like reef?
Yeah, dude, I'm way down with reef.
So I already have the swapper gun. And
That looks
you
like a
see
cloner gun.
It is.
Seems to me like you're playing God right now, Dan Ryckert.
Well, look at all my guys here.
Oh my goodness.
These are all my dudes now.
Wow.
These guys are great. Oh, those idiots are stuck
Sorry,
there.
fella.
Come on, guys. All right.
You got a whole team now.
Yep. Okay.
I think some of them are gonna die.
a lot of them are gonna die.
Or do they just,
Yeah.
wait, have they disappeared because you've gone to a new area? Or did
They
are they
will do that.
all just running in one frame alongside
They will like
you?
kind of like T1000
okay.
together with you if you form with them, I believe. Yeah, make physical contact with clones.
Oh,
so
okay.
here we go. So we got a puzzle here. So let's test this out. So I can make. Look, I'm using the right stick to move this little dot around, and that's where I can drop my clones off. And they'll get stuck on stuff like idiots, and then I can use him there, and he's gonna get stuck there.
And they move as much as, basically as you move.
Yes. So now.
And then you're like, see you later, buddy.
yeah, screw that guy. He sucks.
So long.
So yep, up to
See you
4.
later, that part of my eternal soul. With every one of you I leave behind, I become less of a man.
Oh yeah, and when you go through the checkpoints, they all just kind of evaporate like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, this is kind of the lore stuff. So yeah, space stuff, whatever.
Space stuff, whatever.
This game is about puzzles.
Your concern was a little bit like, oh, well, clicking with the mouse is really easy. I just put
now
my
you're just
clone
killing
where
those
I want to
guys.
put him.
You
yeah,
are a
it works
monster.
well. Yeah, you can just like completely murder these dudes whenever you want to. So
They all died ass to mouth too.
It's as they lived.
As they live. They died doing what they loved.
okay, I cannot swap to them yet, so they're all dead. Soon we will get the ability to do the swap ray thing, and
You'll put your body in.
Title.
This is like that one magician movie.
the Prestige.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, the Hugh Jackman thing. Okay, so here we go. So now I'm stuck down here, you would think. But I can create a fella, and then I can do a zappy thing, and now I'm that fella.
You're moving. You traded up, man.
Yep. So watch, I can go.
That other guy was real old.
Yeah, he's done now. He's
Yeah,
just a
he's
shell.
just-
It's like a snake shedding his skin. See, so now I'm him. Fuck that last guy, he doesn't matter. Okay, blue light you can't create clones in.
Inside the blue light.
Right, so let's see.
What happens if you try?
You just can't even, it doesn't even do anything.
You can't do anything.
So let's see.
Oh,
Okay, so
yeah.
see, this turns the blue light down. So I can create a fella over here, swap to him.
I like how you call him a fella.
I kind of call everyone fellas, I don't know.
Come on, create this little fella. Come on, little fella.
Little clone fella.
Get up on that switch.
I don't know why I have an accent all of a sudden.
I don't know either.
Okay, so I can't swap here. I can't, you see I was kind of blocking that? I can't swap to that guy.
Oh, is that your eternal soul trying to beam through?
You're getting pretty deep here.
I just love soul jokes.
I just like swapping or solving puzzles. Don't need to read
Well,
this
Space
crap.
stuff, whatever.
Our powers combined.
Yep.
It is about collecting orbs. It's all kind of gated, like think like kind of a Mario 64, like you need X number of stars to get to the next area or whatever. But it does have this kind of, Metroid style map. There are some branching paths you can do, but you eventually need to get pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Now, question, are you skipping that lore because you've read all it before?
I
or
have
is
read
it just
all of it
kinda
before.
boring?
It's just kind of intentionally cryptic.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much of a story to this game. It's worth reading if you're playing it. I mean, don't skip it like I'm doing right now. But yeah, I've read it before, and I want to show off some puzzles here, which is the real meat of this game.
You were mentioning about the mouse controls earlier and your sort of
It's always funny.
eagerness to see if Clone Slaughter would be as easy.
Oh yeah, it's super
It
easy.
certainly is easy, but Eminent Stranger has a question, is wondering, how do you think these will fare on some of the later puzzles which require quick precision?
I think it'll do fine. Having it mapped to either of these triggers, it's like either of these is create, either of these is swap. And like I said, this is literally my first time playing it on this, so it's fine.
Glad we have such experienced guests coming on here to demo games. You're doing well. That was weird, that whole situation. What was that?
That was a teleporter, so eventually, like any kind of Metroid, Castlevania type game.
You'll come on
I
back.
refuse to say
You'll
Metroidvania.
come on back around.
called
Are you
Castleroids.
boycotting that? Sean is a
It's a dumb term.
Castleroid man.
I'm a Castleroid guy.
Castleroid?
Yeah.
Castlevania Metroid.
That's
I just
also dumb.
swap them around.
Arguably more so.
Perhaps, yeah. But yeah, it's totally like you can teleport around, and here's one of the orbs. I forget what the actual term for them is.
Clones can't collect orbs.
No, they cannot, but I can turn the light off and create a fella, swap to the fella, and then...
Do you have to have line of sight on the fella to swap, or does
You
the
do.
beam have to be sort
The
of...
beam, yeah, you see it'll get stuck up there.
Okay.
And it can't go through that red light, so it requires a little, messing around.
As do all good puzzle games.
True. And later on, it does get to the point where you'll walk into a room and you'll see a puzzle, and you'll stare at it and be like, well, this is clearly a broken puzzle. Like, this game is broken. This is impossible. You can't do this. And you just gotta dick around with it for a while.
Just gotta try stuff.
Yeah. it
All you
eventually
can
just
do.
works.
Any game that makes me doubt my own sanity or like mental acumen is a game that I eventually come to like.
And then when you solve some
Or
of those
just
later
disavow
puzzles-
completely.
Yeah, just put it down and never play it again.
Yeah. Never. Have you ever played the Swapper? No, never. Never
Nope.
tried it.
Nope.
No,
Why
not
would
once.
you? Nope. It's a fantastic game. But yeah, it makes you feel awesome when you finally do solve some of those later ones.
Oh, that's a good feeling. That's sweet satisfaction, or like that first glimmer where you're like,
Yeah.
maybe this is possible.
You just have that,
I think-
eureka moment.
I think I can. Oh, I think this could work.
Yep. Wait, do I need to call a thing?
Drop some fellas in there.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't have to twist my arm. See ya, idiots.
Oh boy.
Oh, the rampant fella carnage of the Swapper.
I can swap to them. See, I can keep making them and swapping them. Oh, God.
Do you have to
I don't know how I
do you
get out
have
of this situation.
Are you gonna die now?
Yep, I'm totally gonna die. Yep. Well, you gotta
you go.
experiment a little bit.
Is that ever a thing you have to do to like gain altitude? Like swap, 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 swap,
Yeah,
swap?
and so you're just killing all these dudes below you.
Oh no.
And you look at the bottom, there's just
Clawing
a
your
pile of
way
dudes.
up.
Yeah, it's so cool. That was one of the puzzles where I got to, and I was like, how am I going to get up there? And I was like, oh wait, it doesn't actually want me to do this, does it? And then I realized it totally did.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
It wants you to create a litter of clones.
So yeah, these dumb rocks will talk to you for some reason and say a bunch of this mumbo jumbo.
Do you think there are large communities of swapper, like fiction people who sort of tease out stories and create fanfic based in the Swapperverse?
It's a video game. I'd have to imagine there's some dorks that are doing that. Yeah, but
God bless those dorks.
oh yeah, dorks are great. Love them. But yeah, I wouldn't be reading that. So occasionally you'll get these things. You can drag them around, some like limbo crap.
Yes, that seminal box-pushing puzzler Limbo. Speaking of Limbo, are there bad guys?
0 enemies.
There's no giant demon spiders?
Absolutely none. I don't think there's even any spikes to land on, although I might be wrong about that. There's some environmental hazards.
Now, it's not like Metal Gear Solid 3 where eventually there's a boss fight where you fight all of your, like, the enemies that you've killed throughout the game.
That would be cool, because that part's awesome in that game.
Right?
Your entire clone army just comes back at you with a vengeance?
That would be so good.
Okay, so I am inhabiting this guy on the right here.
Yeah.
So I can't swap to the guy up there because of the stupid red light. So I'm going to try to, I can bring him over here. I think I can swap in blue.
But you can't project a
I
clone.
can't make him there, though.
Yeah.
You can swap there. So now I got another orb.
Monogon orb acquired.
And this stuff, rock samples. Yeah. This
Ooh.
All right.
Man, you know how I'm so down with extraterrestrial geography.
Yeah. Yeah, I like spacecraft too. It's interesting. Okay, so I turned off quarantine. Is there more to these back there? Yeah, there's a couple more doors.
So those doors are, like, you haven't gone here yet. You probably want to come check this out. So do you find yourself consulting that map, like, once you sort of get into things? Wait, hold on. Sean, can we get a dramatic reading here?
The world is the limit of thought. The limit of thought is the chain of hearers like me. I cannot speak if they cannot listen.
Why do you have a little bit of Bane in there?
I don't know.
Listen, man, in space, anything's possible.
What is where?
There we go. Yeah.
How is where? Does where tick?
Questions we've all asked ourselves.
Now you have my permission to swap.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's been working on it.
So that was the whole point of this room is these rocks talking to you. So you do want to go everywhere though. If you see a door you haven't gone in, go into it. There's usually something there.
You want to get some rock talk.
Rock talk, yes. It's like a morning Zoo Crew radio show. All right, let's see.
rock spelled with a WK.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Bad A.
Oh,
Okay.
delightful.
So this, I can make this dude here. Okay, this might be one of the first tricky ones. I can make him up there, but if I go too far right, he's gonna fall. So he's stuck in there now, so he's safe in there. So if we push this
Safe
over
in his eternal
there-
tomb.
Yes. So now he can go in there, which means, okay, that wasn't that bad. I can swap up there, got another orb.
You are rolling in monogons, man.
Yeah.
All about that monogon. Stacking monogons.
Got 3 now, so now I'm gonna go down there.
How many do you need to unlock the roll power or the double jump?
Yeah.
The Morphball, yeah, you get that at 6.
Yeah,
the
Morphball.
Wave Beam comes at 14.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Just adhering to sort of the genre standards.
And you get the chain whip. Is that something that happens eventually?
That is in Castlevania. That's a different game.
What are you even talking about, Sean?
Yeah, Sean, this is.
You gotta stay on
When do the
point
flying
here,
chairs
dude.
come after you?
Ah, you're a professional gaming journalist. This is Castlevania. What are you doing? You sound like a damn fool.
We have higher standards here, McInnes.
Oh, you'd think so.
So, okay.
Oh God, the horror!
So you have to do some crap to make sure you don't fall to your death. So let's try this again here. So I think it does like a little slowdown thing, so I can go like, yeah. So when I'm aiming, it's like slow mo, so I can, you gotta do it real fast.
Because you can't.
So if I would have stayed in his
He
body,
watched his brethren die right in front of him.
We weren't even expecting that one.
this game's great.
God, the psychological trauma of just watching
Yeah.
you fall dead in front of you.
Actually, some of the lore or whatever does touch on that later on.
really?
Like once it gets later on, it goes to like, oh, you're separating yourself into all these places, and how much of yourself have you lost? And, yeah, that guy's probably important.
Nice. Oh yeah, he's just in the stream. Mouser Madness has a question about, this sort of touches on the timing-based puzzles we had earlier. You know, like, are you under a time limit here, or is it just certain puzzles require certain kinds of timing? Like, how does that
It's
sort of
timing,
work out?
like what I just did there. In
Yeah.
fact, that was the one I was referring to earlier.
Torch!
Where this is early on, this is an early puzzle, obviously. I was like, how the hell do I get up there? There's an arrow pointing up, and this is the one where I figured out that, oh God, you actually have to do this thing, and while it's in slow-mo, you have to place yourself, and then all those guys are dead.
And so to place yourself and swap, that's just a tap, a two tap.
Yep, so I'm holding in L1 here to kind of place it, so I'm going to let go of L1 and tap R1 right away, but you also need to go right back to L1 to activate
To
that
engage
kind of
the slow-mo thing,
and
yeah.
then let go R1, and then...
And then everybody dies!
Yep.
Hooray!
Figure out that sweet spot where I can actually live and fall.
So the Swapper's out on PC and now out on PlayStation 4.
And I believe it's Vita too. I think it's a cross-buy, cross-save.
Does it get a sort of that Rogue Legacy thing that we were talking about earlier, just all across the PlayStations?
On the main menu, there was a cloud sync button. So.
Which, yeah, I wonder on the Vita. I'm not sure if you could do some like tap to tap the screen. Like, hey, I want a guy there. I want a guy there. I haven't played it on Vita yet.
That would be neat. Let us know, folks, if you've played this on the Vita. Last question from Template Response. About how long would you take to sort of explore all this, if you can recall?
It's been over a year since I reviewed it. Probably
the distant, dark, cold winters.
Yes, yes.
That you spent playing the Swapper in the hinterlands.
Hinterlands?
Hinterlands.
Is that a word?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Okay. I would guess 5 or 6.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, it's super worth it. Get it. It's just an awesome puzzle game. I mean, some of the puzzles really do rival the best ones in Portal, I thought. So yeah, I loved every second.
One of Dan Ryckert's Games of the Year,
yes,
2013. Cool. That's the Swapper, folks. We're going to close up at the show here talking about giving away PlayStation 4s. If you were watching the lobby last week, you knew that we were doing this sort of mural thing with Sony on greatnessawaits.com, in which you get to sort of put yourself into one of these gaming murals they created with a bunch of Sony characters and in like a painting, like Washington crosses the Delaware, or a few options like that on greatnessawaits.com. So I did it, and here you can see me leading the charge. Yep, just like standing next to my man Pig Murder guy there.
Not attractive.
Yep.
Not good. Not good.
What? Look, I've got Joel at the front and Agent 47
I'll be
at
honest,
the back.
Chris, it looks like you're pooping in the Delaware right now.
Listen.
It'd be in the boat.
It's a long boat ride. Okay?
You think Washington ever pooped in the Delaware?
Yes.
No.
Probably.
No.
No? You don't think so?
I don't think Washington ever pooped in the Delaware.
Listen, we're going to look forward to your Volume 3 of Scat History, American history version. Your European history version was actually pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Thoroughly
researched.
Thoroughly researched. So you can make one of those of yourself. You can send it around to your friends. I tried to do it with like a zombie face on, but had a little trouble with the makeup. But I think I got a pretty good, noble, leading the video game characters charge thing going on there.
Pooping into a river.
Entering on that site allows you to win a win a PlayStation 4 from Sony, as well as a printout of your mural. But we also are running our own sort of version of it and getting you guys to submit your greatest gaming moments to us using the hashtag #MyGreatestGamingMoments and send your mural to us. Use that hashtag, send it to @GameSpot. We're giving away our very own PS4. You don't have to enter the pool of all the Greatness Waits people. You can enter the select pool of GameSpot folks who could win a PS4.
What's your hashtag greatest gaming moment?
My hashtag greatest gaming moment?
Yeah. Was it the time that you beat King Yama after I beat King Yama, or?
I think it was the time.
I'm not sure.
It might have been the time that, like a benevolent father figure, I ushered you to
into Spelunky?
into the final boss of Spelunky.
You
and
were definitely
beat him for you.
were my Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
I got to give you credit where credit is due.
But then you did outperform me in the end. So back at you, buddy. Yeah, Spelunky are definitely some of my greatest gaming moments. Yeah. All of those are playable on Sony systems as well. So once again, send us a tweet using the hashtag #GreatestGamingMoment to enter to win a PlayStation 4 from GameSpot, and then go over to greatnessawaits.com to create your own mural and enter to win a PlayStation 4 and a picture of yourself making a funny face while crossing the Delaware. Or there's like another one charging through battle, and then there's another one in the sky or something like that. I don't know. You can check it out and win stuff. Shaun, have you ever won anything? Dan, ever won anything in a contest? I won like a plaque one time. That was like, it was at one of these like summer outreach programs. You go to like do trust falls and stuff. Yeah, I won like a commemorative plaque. It was not thrilling.
I want to say that before I started GameSpot, I won a Photoshop contest on joystick.com for a free copy of Lost Planet 2. No, Lost Planet 1.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you Photoshop?
It was a Paradise Lost joke. Yeah, like way
Those
back. I
all-
went back to Milton, because one thing that kids love on the internet is a good Milton joke.
They love, especially in Photoshop form.
Yeah.
What about you, Ryckert?
My mom made me take her dog up to accept a second place trophy for smallest dog when I was a child. And I tripped on the stair and my dog went across the stage and yelped real loud and I felt real stupid.
Well, that was a delightful anecdote.
There you
go. Gosh, I will cherish that memory forever of little Dan tripping
Explains
and
so much
causing a
about
tiny
you.
dog to run across the stage.
That's a seminal moment.
Fly across the stage.
you were
and
holding
land.
the dog?
I was holding the dog.
Even
and
better.
flew. Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you swapped to the dog, and it was actually you yelping.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
It's like
yeah,
they say, if you love something, throw it across the room. If it comes back to you,
In
it's
front of a
meant to be.
large crowd.
Yeah, in front of a large crowd.
To the
Yes.
mortification of all.
Yeah.
Wonderful life advice, Shaun. Very touching. All right, folks, good luck in that PlayStation 4 contest. I hope you win, and then send us a picture of you with a PlayStation 4. Don't be like going up to accept any awards while you do it, because, you know.
It's bad news.
You might end up pulling a Ryckert.
Or just be graceful.
Dan, I want to thank you for coming up here and showing the Swapper.
I had a good time.
Game looks really cool. I'm sure we'll have you back on as the fall grows onward to talk about Giant Bomb stuff and all the great games that are coming out. Or maybe going to get delayed. I don't know if there's going to be some more Evolve situations. Wah, wah. Shaun, thanks, man.
Thank you, Chris.
Good times on the lobby this week. Next week, Danny O'Dwyer still on vacation, so I'll be back hosting. We got a bunch of games lined up for you to see then, so come on back next Tuesday at 2 p.m. for more lobby. We'll see you then. Are you even playing anymore?
These guys.